Hello Oracles, well we've got lots of bullish news coming out of Tesla stock today. We'll dive right into it with the first thing being Tesla China deliveries hit another record, hitting over 100,000 deliveries coming out of Tesla Shanghai. So this is something we had discussed previously in this month that 100,000 was a potential, so we did end up hitting that number, which is a record. That is 40% over last month of October and 89% over November of 2021. And so year to date, that puts us at 650,000 deliveries coming out of Tesla Shanghai, which means that by the end of this year, we may end up hitting 750,000. That is 750,000 deliveries coming out of Tesla Shanghai alone. And my delivery forecast for Shanghai is 740,000 vehicles coming out of there myself. So we're pretty close right in line here. I will keep you guys updated as to what my forecasts are. And right now I have production forecasted at 748,000 vehicles coming out of Shanghai. Now, we also did get some potential rumors saying that Tesla Shanghai is going to be reducing production by 20% from about 20,000 vehicles per week to 16,000 vehicles. Now, Rob Maurer had mentioned that he had some sources saying this. We've got Bloomberg and Reuters also saying that they have sources saying this as well. This would begin on December 11th based upon the information that we have. We will wait and see. There is no official word coming out of Tesla Shanghai themselves to let us know whether this is actually real, but we will wait and see if we get any news out of this. And now this production cut rumor also conflicts with a report that Shanghai is looking to be producing 750,000 vehicles this year, which would mean another 100,000 vehicles getting produced out of Shanghai in December. So again, we will just wait and see how the month plays out and see which one of these pieces of information is correct. My personal feeling on this is we know that September and October, they were producing a lot more vehicles than they were delivering. So they have a lot of inventory built up over there. So my thought is they may be intentionally doing this to be able to get that inventory out and save the costs at the end of the year. Don't forget, when it came to the end of the Q3 wave, they were saying that logistics costs are so expensive, especially when you're trying to push at the end of a quarter, that it's just not worth it. So at this point here, instead of trying to push out all of these extra vehicles that they have in inventory and produce even more to store them, they may just end up pushing out the inventory that they currently have and then start building up that production later on. We know that they are very quick with production over there in Shanghai. When they came back on board after the COVID lockdown, it was almost instant that they were back up to speed. So I have no doubt that they can end up doing the same thing this time around. I don't know if any of this downtime would have to do with any of the retooling that they're doing, any of the things that they're going to be doing for the revamped Model 3 come Q3 of 2023. Lots of different things that I'm just unsure of right now. These are just speculations on my end. But if this rumor holds true, reasons that they could be doing it might just be to kind of get the inventory out that they currently have, so it's not just sitting around and then producing new fresh inventory. Knowing that they can pump out vehicles as quickly as they can might be worth it for them to just wait till the beginning of the year and start producing at the higher ends again. And back to some good bullish positive news, we do have Elon that was responding to a whole Mars catalog over on Twitter about FSD version 11 wide release, and Elon said in about a week or so. So jokingly, people were saying, so you mean 2 weeks? And so looks like we may end up getting that wide release of version 11 coming out before Christmas time. We will wait and see, but it sounds like Elon still has this on track for it coming out before the end of the year. One of the reasons that this is very important is the fact that when they end up going to that, that could mean that they could be releasing more of the deferred revenue that they have from FSD. So going back to Elon's statements about this being an epic Q4, if they are going to be cutting some production coming out of Shanghai, that's going to be some reduced costs over there. If they're going to be wide releasing version 11 of FSD to be able to recognize more of that deferred revenue, that would then go right to their bottom line and create an even more epic Q4 when it comes to all of their numbers. So very excited about this, especially with the deliveries out of Shanghai, especially with the FSD wide release of version 11. And we are also looking at some information coming out about Twitter. So we know that when it comes to Twitter, the advertising questions about Elon having to sell any of his stock kind of revolve around how solvent is Twitter. Can Twitter get some advertising revenue coming back in so that we can take that veil of uncertainty and lift it off of us as to whether Elon needs to sell any more Tesla stock shares? So, sounds like we've got Apple and Amazon both coming back on board as advertisers over on Twitter. We don't even know actually if Apple had officially left, but Apple has confirmed that they are advertising over on Twitter. Amazon confirmed that they are coming back with $100 million annually in advertising revenue to Twitter as well. So I have a feeling we are going to see some more of these players coming back in for advertising over on Twitter. This is a great sign because now this means that we are getting closer to solvency over at Twitter. This means that that veil of uncertainty is lifting from us for Elon having to sell any more shares. So again, going back to that timing of when we get this news and all the fundamental information of Tesla Shanghai hitting record deliveries, us having an epic Q4, FSD deferred revenue coming in, when all of this comes to light at the same time that we get the confirmation that Elon does not have to sell any more shares, we could see a significant jump in the stock price with other institutional money coming back in and saying, all right, we feel comfortable now that Tesla is going to be a good place to put our money. We will put it back in. We might see that surge coming in the next few months if all of this gets confirmed at the same time. So when we get those Q4 earnings numbers, we might see quite a bit of a jump in the stock price. And another thought that I had going back to the deliveries and exports coming out of Shanghai, Elon had made a tweet earlier about how electric cargo ships are straightforward as are short to medium range electric aircraft. Long range aircraft beyond 1,500 miles will take a few more years. So when it comes to shipping costs, I know that Costco has its own cargo ship as well. Makes a lot of sense if Tesla created their own, especially if it was going to be electric. This would then really go back to that vertical integration that we talk about all the time when it comes to Tesla. If they've got their own cargo ships, they can then ship out without having to worry about the logistics costs that they have. This is a massive cost reduction and will really help smooth out those waves as well. Obviously, this is going to take some time to get into production, but if Elon feels that it's going to be relatively straightforward, we may see it sooner than we think coming out to be able to help the logistics and exports over in Shanghai. You guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How soon do you think it would be that we would see a cargo ship coming out of Tesla? And realistically, this kind of plays right into what we saw with the semi-deliveries last week. When it comes to just transport of goods, that is going to revolutionize the entire industry with the Tesla Semi. Now when it comes to shipping, an electric cargo ship would revolutionize the waterway version of the Tesla Semi. This could be something massive in the future. Again, Semi did not really move the stock price much at all. It's one of those things that's kind of flying under the radar. I think an electric cargo ship would end up doing the same exact thing. We would see Tesla using it for themselves at first, and then once they can show all of the cost reductions that they have from this, we could end up seeing other companies asking for them so that they can also benefit from those cost savings. And I mean, just think about the space that you have on a cargo ship where you can run solar panels all over that thing and basically recoup all of that energy from the sun that you're sitting in the middle of the ocean. You don't have anything other than clouds that may come over to block that. And with the technology that we have for solar panels, even with clouds, you can still collect that energy from the UV rays through all of it. So this could be a huge endeavor going forward, saving on all of that fuel by having a cargo ship out there with solar panels running on electric motors. So at the time of this recording, Tesla is down about 2% pre-market. Could be due to the fact that we got that news about the production coming down about 20% in Shanghai. Again, that is just a rumor. We don't know for sure if that is going to happen, but the deliveries coming out of Shanghai obviously are not affecting the stock positively. Who knows in this environment why the stock price is truly moving the way it is? We will wait and see how the entire market is reacting for the rest of the day. But as of right now, we are down 2%. We are still outside of that downward channel. So if we can continue that sideways movement, this could be a nice consolidation place for us to have. But I'm still watching this because we may still end up in another dead cat bounce. So many things that are uncertain for the near term. So again, long term, there are so many positive things coming for Tesla. I am still taking this as a great buying opportunity, and I continue to add, looking to get myself to 50 shares by the end of the year. Currently, I'm at 44.5. If the stock price stays where it is or comes down further, I should be able to get myself there. Either way, I am going to continue adding. I do not have a level that I'm going to stop adding at. I am just going to keep on adding until I feel like the company has hit some sort of ceiling and we are not going to be progressing any further, and I don't foresee that happening for the next 10 years. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you guys feel about the Tesla Shanghai delivery record number, and how do you feel about that reduction in production, seeing if we are going to be going into the end of the year not producing as many vehicles? Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that's a bad thing? Do you think it does not really matter? Do you think it's just a rumor? You guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments. And so today I am going to be going back to work. My voice is almost back right now. Should be on later this evening for another video for you guys, depending on how the workday goes. So thank you guys all so much for all of your support. This has been great going through this entire week of vacation. Me being able to see what I can potentially do when I do this full time. You guys are awesome, so thank you so much. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a membership program and a Patreon with lots of perks coming for both of those in the near future. So you guys can check those out in the description down below as well. Otherwise, thank you guys so much. Have a great one.